We should also note that we may distinguish three types of mobilizable publics. A single-issue public is a collection of individuals who are attentive to and mobilizable on one issue or perhaps a narrow range of issues. Examples of single-issue publics include formal organized interest groups, such as the National Rifle Association, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, and Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. However, the concept of a single-issue public would also include temporary, ad hoc groups, such as a group of citizens who show up at a city council meeting to express concerns about several recent incidents involving automobiles striking children on bicycles at an intersection in a residential neighborhood. An organizational public is a collection of individuals who are attentive to and mobilizable on issues that impact the organization and its members. The defining characteristic of this type of public is the presence of a formal organization. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party are both examples of organizational publics. Labor unions such as the AFL-CIO and business associations such as the National Business Roundtable are also organizational publics. And while all organizational publics are not interest groups, as interest groups are typically understood by political scientists, all interest groups are characterized by the presence of a formal organization. So all interest groups are organizational publics. An ideological public is a collection of individuals who are attentive to and mobilizable on any issue that relates to its ideology. An ideology, used loosely in this context, refers to a set of political, social, economic, religious, moral, ethical, or civic principles or ideals or values. Examples of ideological publics include the Libertarian Party, the National Right to Life movement, Earth First, the Christian Coalition, and the Gay and Lesbian Political Caucus. Each of these groups is mobilized on issues that relate to their respective ideological principles. We should also point out that by distinguishing these three types of mobilizable publics, we are implying that they are distinguished from their defaults. In other words, if we are distinguishing something called single-issue publics, what are we distinguishing them from? The existence of single-issue publics imply the existence of multiple-issue publics. In fact, multiple-issue publics are more numerous in American politics than single-issue publics. By the same token, organizational publics imply the existence of non-organizational publics, or ad hoc publics, and ideological publics imply the existence of non-ideological publics. Furthermore, these are not mutually exclusive types. A public might be characterized as both a single-issue public and an organizational public, as illustrated by People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or single-issue and non-organizational, as illustrated by our group of concerned parents who turn out to the city council meeting, or as multiple-issue publics and organizational publics and ideological publics, as the Libertarian Party illustrates. Indeed, all mathematical combinations of these three types and their defaults exist in American politics. Finally, it is important to remember the defining characteristics of each of these types of mobilizable publics are features of the collection of individuals that constitute the public under examination, rather than the individuals who make up the public. In other words, a person who is a member of the National Rifle Association is obviously attentive to and mobilizable on the issue of gun control, but may also be attentive to and mobilizable on other issues, such as healthcare reform. The single-issue characterization pertains to the National Rifle Association as a collective, rather than any given member of the organization.